Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. Well, I'm here for another video to go in my list of videos that I have on where I gather information of various different herbs, foods, and more to help improve the health of various systems within the body, whether it be digestive, your brain health. In this case, it's going to be the lymphatic system. I also have videos that deal specifically with certain ailments, such as pain and inflammation, videos on herbs and more that are good for our natural antivirals, antibacterials, and so much more. So I'll be linking to that full playlist in the description box down below. So if you're looking for something specific, I also have some on menopause, diabetes, cholesterol, even our own testimonials on how we got off the thyroid medication, which has been 12 years now that we've been off of it. So you can find all that information in that playlist. Now, I also, before I get into this list, I want to let you know a couple more things. One is I'll be typing this list out and providing it in a link in the description box where you can go and copy and paste it into your own document. It's available for free. All you got to do is click on it to open it up, and then you can check that out so you have it in written form. That way you can see spellings of anything that don't sound familiar to you, and then just do your own research. Because here's the other thing. The reason I started compiling lists like this is that you'll have people that will use an herb that works really good for them, for pain, let's say. So for me, feverfew and valerian are a couple that I grow that work really good for pain. Even cat mint can work quite well. Some people find that lemon balm and turmeric and ginger work really good for them, but each person is going to be different. What works for one person to heal something up or to get over something is not going to work for another person. And so everybody is going to be different, and people are going to have different allergies and sensitivities that are going to mean not everything that's going to be in the list is going to be good for them, or they're going to be on medications where they shouldn't take certain herbs. This is just to give you a jumping off point so that you can then take this and find what works best for you according to your own personal needs. So let's talk again about the lymphatic system. So it's all throughout your whole body. You have different lymph nodes throughout the body, and they can become infected. There's all kinds of things that can go on in there. And one thing you'll hear a lot about is lymphatic drainage and the need to drain everything out and help everything just flow well. So the herbs and foods that I've listed here are things that will help with drainage or just help to nourish the lymphatic system and keep it healthy. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to start off by listing off some herbs, and then I'm going to go into some foods, and then I'll mention a few things that you should definitely avoid if you're trying to keep a good, healthy lymphatic system. So cayenne is one that's often listed, but really any hot pepper, because it's the capsaicin. It's the capsaicin that makes those peppers hot, and it's the capsaicin that helps with your lymphatic system as well as many other ailments. Also, you have golden seal, echinacea, astragalus, calendula, one of my favorite herbs right there. Dandelion, oh, there's another favorite of mine. Red clover, burdock root, parsley, cleavers. Not sure if I'm going to pronounce this right. This was a new one to me, but I came across it on several different sites that I went to, because here's the thing. I compile this information from many different sites, not just from one. Ceanothus, mullein, devil's claw, licorice, southern prickly ash, wild indigo root, turmeric, oregano, ginger, cinnamon, cloves. Oh, I love those. I use those a lot in teas and much more, even in my coffee. Black pepper, rosemary, garlic, Sephora japonica, wolf's foot club moss, poke root, which a lot will say would recommend is using as a salve that you can rub into your different lymph nodes. Or if you're going to ingest it, a lot of you already know, because this doesn't grow around here, but poke berries, poke root, poke greens, they can all be used medicinally or even as a vegetable. However, Typically what you'll find is these things need to be boiled 3 times with a strain and a rinse between each boil. That's something that I highly recommend you look into. In some of my natural remedy testimonies, I've had people share with me the benefits of using, how pokeberries or root has helped them with some different ailments that they've had to deal with. Now onto some foods. Cranberries is one that's often listed, and we think of cranberries as being really helpful for clearing out, UTIs and various different things, urinary tract infections. But really, usually anytime cranberries are listed, it can be any berries. All berries are good for your lymphatic system. Then you've got your leafy greens, your nuts and seeds of pretty much any variety, citrus fruits, raw vinegar. Now, a lot of times you get apple cider vinegar is what people always just spout off, because that's like the only, other than white vinegar, that's the only other vinegar you can typically buy in the store, or, the fancy wine vinegars, but you can make vinegar out of anything. So let's say you're wanting to make a vinegar that you can take as a supplement that will help. Well, make a vinegar out of any of these foods or herbs listed here. I've made a great dandelion vinegar in the past with the flowers. I've made vinegar out of oregano and garlic, and that's something I typically give to my chickens. I put it in their water because it's really good for them too. But you can make a vinegar like that you can take and work really good in a salad dressing. It doesn't have to be apple cider vinegar. It can be any kind of vinegar, especially if you're looking at making it out of something that's already going to be good for your lymphatic system. So I'll also link to my most recent vinegar making video, and I tried to be as thorough as possible. So yes, it's 20 minutes long, but I'll also, for those who have the short attention span, I'll link to the short I did on making vinegar. Just know it's only 60 seconds long. It's not going to answer all your questions, which is why I have full-length videos on these. Okay, some more foods. Sea vegetables, spirulina and chlorella, as well as kelp and any other type of sea vegetables, nori. The next, I know for certain, one of the reasons they're on this list is because they're high in vitamin B6, which is one of those that's really good for your lymphatic system. And so that would be avocado, sweet potatoes, even like your Irish potatoes, yellow potatoes, and so on. Salmon, but any fatty fish, so salmon, trout, mackerel. Usually whenever you see salmon, all those other fish fall in there. Anchovies, brown rice, lentils, and chicken. Now, some things that you should avoid. That would be, in particular, antiperspirants. So understand that there's a difference between a deodorant and an antiperspirant. I used to, years and years ago, think they were the same thing. Nope, they're 2 different things. A lot of times you can get an antiperspirant that is also a deodorant. But a deodorant is simply something to decrease odor. So there's many different natural deodorants you can use, from this Himalayan pink salt, even coconut oil, all kinds of different things. I'll link to my video down below that I did on natural deodorant options. A lot of your store-bought deodorants and antiperspirants are bad because a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them include aluminum, because aluminum is a natural drying agent which helps prevent perspiration. So not only is the aluminum going to cause problems, but perspiration is important. We are made to perspire. It's one of the ways our body flushes toxins out of the system. So if you're putting that on your armpits to prevent that from happening, you're increasing your chances of having issues, be it cancer in the lymph nodes or just unhealthy lymph nodes, or even breast cancer and more. So stay away from antiperspirants, stick with deodorants and only those that are natural, but they still allow you to perspire because this is an important function of the body. And then of course we have processed foods, or highly processed sugars, and definitely a big no to artificial sweeteners of any kind. I'm not talking about the actual natural ones that come from plants, but any artificial sweeteners. Avoid those like the plague. Certain ones in particular, like aspartame, are especially bad, which when you find out what aspartame comes from, I don't even know why anybody would want to consume something like that. It's just nasty. And then of course, other things that you can do that is just good for anyone, no matter who they are, no matter how healthy they are, or what health problems they may have, is drinking plenty of healthy water, good clean water, preferably avoiding anything that has fluoride in it, and even chlorine. And you can easily dechlorinate your city tap water. That's an easy process to do. Castor oil packs have been helpful to people, putting those directly on the lymph node areas. And of course, exercise. So a lot of times people hear exercise and they think that means you got to go out and start running. Nope, and that's not for everyone. And there's all different kinds of ways, even if you're wheelchair bound, there's all different kinds of ways you can add more movement just to kind of get the heart pumping. Sometimes even just doing arm movements can help get that heart pumping and get things flowing through the body like they should. And I did a video on that as well that I will link to down below. So to access the description box with all these links I'm talking about, to the written list, to the other videos, just go down here, just below the video screen, you'll find the word more. If you're on YouTube, it doesn't matter if you're on a smart device or you're on a computer, somewhere down here, you'll see ... and the word more. Click on that to open the description box. If you're on Rumble, it'll say show more. And if you're on a smart device, you may have to scroll past an ad that shows up, whatever Rumble decides to put there, just below the video screen, and look just below that ad and you might be able to find the show more. Click on that, open the description box, and find all the links I'll be putting in there. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and any thoughts, ideas, tips, things you would like to add or share, please put those in comments down below. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.